That was really when it was big, and Pepsi had what I thought was one of the most innovative things ever to hit the soda market, which was Crystal Pepsi. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pepsi.
It was gross.
Without the artificial.
It was so gross.
All it was Pepsi, but it didn't have the brown.
Was that the pep?
It wasn't Pep. Pep's it's a whole different subject.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But I often wonder, why do they feel the need to put these artificial? Because that's the other problem too. Is like these dyes aren't great for you either.
You know when it's right.
It took you 5 minutes to find out.
I haven't seen this commercial.
No,
No, it took 5 minutes to start for some reason.
But listen close, because 3 of you folks are going to be big winners.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn.
Look at that can, man. I wish they still made that can. It's like the old school
Yeah.
Pepsi can.
Diet Pepsi says 1 calorie on it in Ray Charles's days.
So I want to give a shout out. Speaking of commercial, we're talking about Coke a lot, but back in my day, 7-Up was my jam.
Oh,
That
the
was
spot.
still good.
No,
7-Up's fucked up now.
Why
Yeah,
would they do it?
fucked it
It's
up.
all natural.
When I was in like 7th grade, they made it all natural. It was fucking bullshit. Like
That's such a
7-Up
weird
was
term.
until then,
That's
it
such
was
a bad
so
term to be saying.
so
It was
damn
because
good.
I think they did it because they were realizing that Sprite was the preferable lemon lime soda kind of thing, and then obviously Sierra Mist was like really coming up in the
Where's
90s.
Squirt? What about Squirt?
Squirt is a forgotten relic.
Yeah, Squirt reminds me a lot of. I feel like first of all, Squirt is probably geographically isolated in certain places.
To what? Just California?
Well, no, we have it out east too, but I don't feel like it's everywhere. The one thing I was surprised when I was in Iceland was that they had. I was making the people I was with laugh because they had just Coke. Coke is huge in Iceland. I don't know why. Like, it's huge. And they had like a huge Coke thing and then a huge Pepsi thing at the supermarket, and then they had RC Cola, like just like
Oh my
RC
God.
Cola.
RC Cola fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know how they're holding on. They're holding on because your aunt goes to get pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
comes over with that
God
RC,
damn
and you're
it.
stoked about the goddamn pizza, and then she comes in with that RC
I don't.
Cola.
There
2
was a
liters.
local pizza. There was a pizzeria in Chicago. There was a pizzeria we got pizza from each and every week, and they gave you a 2-liter of RC Cola with every pizza.
Just keep it.
Like how did? Yeah. I have no idea how this was happening.
Stop. Put that back over the counter. Just give me the pizza.
If I got 2
Yeah.
pizzas, can you give me at least a 20-ounce Coca Cola?
Give me a can. I'll take a can. Just pour it into my mouth. Pour it into my hands. Let me walk away with it.
So I love 7-Up a lot, and I think one of the big reasons was Cool Spot.
Yeah.
He had the fucking coolest little dude
Smart
ever.
marketing, man.
It was so good. When I was a little kid, I was
Was he the
like,
coolest little dude ever?
he was.
What did he do exactly?
I mean, he was pretty. He had the
he had
sunglasses.
shades and he
Yeah.
was. He looked like
Between
a pepperoni.
him
I know who he is.
and Chester Cheeto.
Yeah.
the cheetah.
Cheetos.
Chester
We're not
Cheetah,
sure what
not
he is.
Cheetos.
We've
He's a
covered this
cheetah.
before.
What?
He's a
cheetah.
cat character of some kind.
He's a
He's
cheetah.
a cheetah.
Oh, we had this argument. This argument.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. I
We
don't
did this
remember
on this show where
The
it was
problem
like
is this.
I don't
I
wanna
get
go into it.
confused because I've been watching a lot of Planet Earth on the
Oh, I
on
did
the
not know
Netflix. Yeah, I'm big into documentaries, and in Planet Earth they're like this: the most illustrious and elusive of all characters, the snow puma. And it looks like a damn leopard. They all look exactly the same. So how do you know when something's a leopard or a puma? Like pumas have spots when they're in this. It's all the same shit. It's a cat.
Yep.
It's a big cat
Fucking house cat got
that
out.
views you as supper. You are dinner to this cat.
Okay.
And if you're left alone with them in a room and one of you's a little drunk, oh man, you're getting taken advantage of.
Getting some cat puppies.
Cat puppies. That's where
You
you're
just had like
going.
a Nick moment there where you went somewhere and then fucking just derailed.
Yeah,
I knew where I was
it's not
going.
down. It's just
Yeah.
It really is just the voice.
It's a crazy thing. So the reason I brought up this topic is because I've been drinking a lot of soda recently.
Yeah.
I'm
Stay
going
awake, as
Crazy.
you
I'm
said.
just breaking.
Why
yeah.
don't you drink
It's
coffee?
not even to stay awake. Like the caffeine, I drink so much shit that the caffeine doesn't affect me like
Gotcha.
that. But it's just more just like to like have something to like do. I don't even know.
sure.
But I realized that like soda is such a big part of my life that like when I go to restaurants and stuff, like one of the biggest factors of the experience to me is how quick the refills are, and is there free refills? Because if there's not fucking
that's
if I go to a restaurant and like, oh man, Chinese restaurants, it's just like
They bring you the can.
The day that I go to a Chinese restaurant
the can.
and they don't have cans, I'm done. I will never leave that place. That will be my new home, and it'll just be the best. Because you always
Pour
get
me
a can
plate
of
of
just like
MSG and Coke.
dinner.
Just a bowl of MSG and a gigantic Coke.
One can of Coke and a plate of Chinese food is just not enough for me.
No.
But it's
I
like
agree.
I don't
No.
always need 2 cans though, and that's my problem. It's just like I feel like a little bit more
Mhm.
would have been enough for me. So all these issues are
Also,
just,
it just
this is
tastes-
what I live with.
You know I love fountain beverages, right?
Yeah, they're good.
Like if I had the disposable income and a house, I would put a fountain in my house. Like I would even have all the flavors, even though I don't drink any of them except for Diet Coke.
Would you get
But I
that crazy Coke machine that's digital that you hit? And
No.
you can mix
I hate
it up?
that shit.
The
I
freestyle?
fucking hate that
Dude, I
thing.
love
Because
that
there are
shit.
some things that are perfect. Okay.
Too complicated.
The kaka, that sound, perfect.
Yeah.
This shit.
No,
what
see,
is
I
It's a
love it.
touchpad. I don't understand what this
In
what's
my
going on there.
experience, the mix has been better than a normal one, almost always. I don't know how
Yeah,
the
that's
systems
just
is or
what's
whattever.
happening in there though. Like sometimes.
Well, hey, it works for
The
me.
Wingstop in
It
Daly
tastes
City
better.
has that thing, and it's just it's a cumbersome piece of shit, is what it is. Because at the end of the day, like Nick said, all I want is Coke. Why do I have to press all these buttons and then wait, and then sometimes it's out of it, or you get a little bit of flavor of like the cherry Coke that was in there? I don't
Yeah,
want that.
I don't need that
You know what?
spigot.
That shit's a little. Sometimes you don't fuck with good things, and that's what I'm trying. And that brings me back to my original point. Everyone in the world should be importing our fine corn byproduct known as high fructose corn syrup. They should be putting it into their Coca Cola products and their PepsiCo products.
Sure.
And we can all have a fine tasting drink. I mean, everyone's like, well, I don't like the way this Coke tastes. I like the way that Coke tastes in Europe. Or whatever. Well, newsflash, that shit was invented in the United States, and the way it tastes here is the way it's supposed to taste. Except that's not true because it used to be made with sugar before.
Yeah, it used to be made with real
sugar.
sugar. Actually, it used to be made with cocaine.
Yeah, well, yes, a
little bit, a
very
little
long
bit.
time ago.
Cocaine.
So I don't know. I agree with you. Coke's important. Like we're doing our sauce thing with our one of our viewers tonight, where I made sauce, and
Stir that.
He's been stirring. Kevin's been getting up and
give it a
stirring
few more
left
minutes, Kevin. You look relaxed right
Feel
now.
it out. Feel it out.
Um,
Feel it out.
And I feel like because it reminds me, like Sunday dinners remind me of going to my grandma's house. Football games are on, whatever. My grandma's laying on the couch, everyone's hanging out, and the sauce is
Your
ready.
grandmother's laying on the couch?
No, my grandpa.
Oh, grandpa.
And everyone's hanging out, maybe in the backyard, maybe in the living room, whatever. And things are going on, but when everyone sits down, the sauce is there, the meat's there, the pork chops, all these, the chicken cutlets, all these kinds of things, and then there's the 2-liter of Coke. Because that had to be there. That was part of the experience. So like whenever I have pastas, Greg will tell you, like I have to have Coke because
Whenever you have any meal you really like.
yeah, like
We're-
I feel
we're
like
getting
wings
Yeah.
aren't right, pizza's not right. Coke just goes with everything.
You're
Like
speaking truth, man.
But
When-
the
when
weirdest
everyone-
thing about you that with this whole thing, like I get linking the foods to the Coke. It's just the fact that you'll crack it, you'll have a glass and a half out of it, and then just leave it out, and you're just done with it. It's dead to you.
No,
It's
but
only good
see,
that one time.
Again, I'm so obsessive about that I get it. I totally understand. It's like every single Coke experience, how it's packaged makes it taste slightly different.
Sure.
Like a
Oh,
1
it's
liter tastes different than a 20 ounce. Like even in plastic bottles. Like there is a difference. Like I prefer 1 liters. 1 liter Coke, my damn favorite. But, and this is like just a random thing. I wouldn't say it's my favorite
Very
just
European
because.
of you, by the way.
Huh?
Very European of you. The 1 liter is huge in Europe.
Oh, the 33.3 fluid ounces.
Just that, yeah, not the
Yeah.
two. The 2 liters is a very American thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
they have smaller fridges in most places.
Yeah,
in
two
Europe.
two
What are you
liters.
looking
Just, I don't know. They don't have the same taste to me. But there is absolutely nothing more perfect
God, you're
than
so
it being a
strong.
hot
Why?
day
It's not
and
fair.
you drinking a perfectly cold can of Coke.
absolutely.
I
It's a
said I
cold
don't like
can,
the cold.
man.
You're talking again. Hot day. I got to go to that gas station, get that fountain beverage. I got to have the straw, fountain, giant. I want to be able to put it on my face to cool down the left side of my face, the entire part of it.
Here's what
Just
I'll
the left
toss out.
side?
Here's what I'll toss out. Here's what I'll toss out.
It's part of it.
I'm not a big soda fan. I was in my younger days. There's certain things. I think when I think of Sir Nick's pizza, you get these huge slices of pizza back in the Chicagoland area. It would be paired with a Dr Pepper and ECW. That's what we would do every Friday when we came back home.
Isn't that a wrestling
It is?
federation?
Yeah,
Cool.
That's what me and my friends used to do. We didn't get laid much. Now,
Shocking.
moving on from there, there's it'll be a blue moon where I'll be like, ooh, I want a can of, or a glass of Coke off of this bottle of Colin's got or whatever. I'll feel in the mood for it. You know what I mean? But the one Coke I can never turn down is the best Coke of all time that I did not run into until 3-4 years ago, maybe less than that, at a pre-E3 Judges Week thing, where you went in and they gave you the tiny aluminum bottle Coke.
Oh yeah.
This shit is like the private reserve, and I don't know what Mr. Coke is just like
I love
off his
those.
own
I
spigot
love
and then
those.
tossing them out at you because they are fucking amazing. It's the right blend where it's not too acidic.
Yeah.
it's just sweet enough. It's like
suck it
syrupy.
down.
It's syrupy.
He's in the Coke Rick house,
Yeah.
just finding the finest barrels of Coke. I thought you were gonna go even a little bit further, which was when you go to the fancy hotels or places like really nice, you get the little glass
bottles.
bottles,
yeah,
those
yeah,
little
yeah.
glass
Bomb.
bottles.
Those
Those
are
are
too-
What
they're too
a
tiny.
waste.
Way
What
too
a
tiny.
waste. You just pop it. It's done in like 3 seconds. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
that was $10.
It just makes you.
well
It's
spent.
just very. It makes you feel very premier, like very.
Posh.
like yeah.
This
very
is what
posh.
Lady
I know,
Gaga
I love
drinks.
that. I love when you walk in, and this is what happens to every game event that we still go to. They still do this where it's catered. You look over and it's like a little bit of something, whatever, something to eat, and then there's just a look at that spread of the bucket of ice, the glasses, and then the little bottles.
Yeah.
And you're like,
The little
I'm
grenades,
gonna
hand
drink
grenades.
Yeah, I got
10 of those.
yeah,
right
I got
Just
it.
opening them up and drinking them.
And I'll fuck around with the Sprite a little bit. I'll do this, that, and the other thing. I just to Greg's point, to close things out of my own opinions of this, the reason Nothing bothers me more than having the 2 liter must be drank. Well, by the time the 2 liters cracked, you have about an hour to 90 minutes.
Really?
Because otherwise it's all fucked up. I don't understand how people
gets
don't
flat.
understand that. Like,
I understand it changes.
like Cheryl will milk a glass of or a bottle of Coke for days sometimes. Like I'll just leave it in the fridge because I know she'll drink it. And you by that time you're pouring it and there's no suds. There's no. I'm like, that's gross. That's disgusting. You can't drink that. She's like, I'm drinking it.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'll go get another 2 liter. I don't even want to watch you drink it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how just
your gag reflex.
like right in my core, my soul, it offends me. You know what I mean? You know what? Make your jokes about 9/11 all you want. You know what I mean? Make your jokes about all these kinds of things.
I'm not. Don't look at me when you say make.
But no, not
I'm
you.
making
Not
jokes about
you.
9/11.
Not you. I'm saying people out there, make your 9/11 jokes.
Okay.
Make fun of, do all the things that would make me, you think I'd be really sensitive about. Those things don't bother me. You drink a fucking half full bottle, a 2 liter of Coke in front of me that
3
has been
days
in the
later.
fridge for 3 days. Oh.
You know what's even worse is
Yeah.
this.
And Nick, don't make 9/11 jokes. I don't like it.
I'm not making 9/11 jokes. Occasionally, and I've caught my wife
Just
doing
saying,
this,
jet
and I'm like,
fuel doesn't burn beams.
wow. Show went in a different direction. The other day, I had a can of diet root beer that I had opened up, and I drink so many of these. Like, I'm still to this day, I'll get like 3 at the supermarket because I'm like, I'm gonna want another one, and I'll drink 2.5. But I'm like, I just can't drink a third diet soda in one sitting. That I'll just kind of leave it out. And the other day, I found it. It went from being out to being in the fridge to being gone. And I'm like, did you drink that flat can of like diet root beer? My wife's like, yeah, it was good. And I'm like, but so like the can was open.
Oh, it's
Half-
gross.
half
It's
done,
terrible. It's
put
terrible.
into the refrigerator. My
So
wife's
it
like,
tastes
"Ah,
like everything in the fridge now.
Well, it's that, but it's also
Fuck.
it's just syrup at that point. It's just water and syrup because there's no carbonation left. And she was like, "It was only a little bit left, so I poured it over ice." But it reminded me of my grandma.
Says the man who pours Coors Light over ice.
I pour everything over ice. I love ice. But when you're talking about dinner at grandma's house, I used to do that. It was the exact same experience, except my grandmother, God love her, would just hoard stuff like there was a zombie apocalypse coming, but she would never check the Best Buy dates, like born on dates. And so you'd go back there and you'd have to root through to find stuff that was actually edible because she'd have all these candy bars that like you'd go to break it off and it would crumble in your hands because it was from like 3 years ago. She was very against putting soda in the refrigerator because this is back in the day, like you're talking Depression era, like woman, where she's like, we have one fridge, space in there is limited. I'm not getting another fridge. It's gonna suck all this power, so all the soda is stored in the pantry. You want a cold soda, you got to pour it over ice. So like every time I have a can of Coke that's warm, that I pour over ice and I drink it, it immediately makes me think of my grandma Scarpino.
that sounds sweet.
Immediately.
It's so funny you say that about the pantry because my grandma's, my grandfather died. The Moriarty side grandparents died. My grandma died when my dad was 19, and then his father died when I was very young. So I grew up with the Ruggieros, the Italian side, which is why I'm so very Italian. Yeah, which is why I'm so Italian. And my grandfather died of colon cancer when he was like 1996. But my grandma was alive until 2004, 2005, and she had Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So when she passed away, we went into her house to like clean it out. We sold it, unfortunately. It was very sad. But I remember going into the basement, into the pantry, and there were things that were in there still. I think at this point I was, oh God, how old was I? I was like 21, 22 years old. There were things in there that were there when I was like 6 or 7, like straight up. Because I used to go down there and play and like walk around. And I'm like, I remember this can of tomato juice being here forever. And I remember like trying to like be like, yo, can we keep some of this stuff as like a relic? I kept one of the things I did keep was she had a bottle of Molson Golden beer that was down there that was literally from the 60s. Like
That's awesome.
And I kept that like all this stuff, and my mom's like, you can't keep all of it because I was like trying to keep like all these old pieces of food
that's
inside.
awesome.
Yeah, so like it's just so funny. Like that's an Italian grandmother thing.
Oh my God.
Like, no doubt
my
about
grandma's thing was gum. She used to go to this. My grandfather was in the military. He worked at a March Air Force base. He was actually the Air Force. And so my grandmother, when you were married to someone in the Air Force or in one of the armed services, you get to go on the base and get stuff for tax free and all this stuff. So she would do all of her shopping there. But she was old, so she would shop like once every 6 months, and she would buy for some reason the following cans of regular soda that had labels on them that I'm like, that's from 1963. Why they're still selling that label is beyond me. Hershey bars, loves Hershey bars, like the ones that are just the bricks, no nuts in them, and juicy fruit gum.
Yeah, juicy fruit.
And it would get to the point where you would pick up a piece of gum, unwrap it, and you could snap it with your finger. That's how stale this gum. And if you put it in your mouth, you'd instantly throw up.
There's cuts.
You're
Your
like,
gums are getting cut up.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the worst.
God.
But that was part of the fun. My brother and I used to love to eat. We still do. And we'd go. The first thing we'd do is head for that pantry and just like root through it and see what was new. But we'd always keep the old stuff in there. God forbid the little shitheads actually help grandma out and throw the food out that was
Yeah.
bad. No. We'll let grandma eat it and maybe choke on it one day when she's watching Golden Girls. we were shitheads when we were kids.
Before we switch off,
Mhm.
I want to give a special shout out to cans of Coke on an airplane. Coke tastes so much better on an airplane.
You know,
Something about the pressurization.
to me, that airplane is the one place I don't like Coke. You know what? That's not even fair to say. It's not that I don't like Coke. It's just that the airplane is for the ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
The can of ginger ale over ice, my God.
Yeah.
My God.
It's good. I discovered something even more bougie than that the other day. I was down in LA, going down to LA for that gig I did, and
No big deal. Just getting gigs in LA. Nick Scarpino.
And I was with my buddy Colin, not this Colin, my other friend Colin, and we were on Southwest.
There can only
and
be one.
He's flown Southwest so much that he knows kind of the thing.
Oh, that they're gonna be annoying as fuck
I
and sing
fucking-
some
I
stupid
hate
song
Southwest.
and make a bunch of dumb jokes. Just
No,
get us
this-
there without crashing.
This one was straightforward. This one was like we were there, we were out. But he goes, "I'll take a water, but I want the whole can." And I'm like, "What?" They have cans of water on Southwest.
water?
Of water. It's
Interesting.
that Deja Blue or
Oh
blue
yeah, I know
water.
that. I know that stuff.
They bring you the whole can, and I'm like, this has got to be carbonated or something. I open it up and I pour it into the glass. It's just water. And I'm like, this is the biggest waste of resources I've ever seen in my entire life. Because it's water. It's a can. So you drink, you're done in like 5 sips. You're like, oh, well, that was water.
But isn't it the opposite? Because then they can crush it down and like it's less waste on the plane.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, my assumption is usually they have water in the big jugs. So it's just, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what's better for the environment or not.
You're not
but
one of Southwest scientists.
I just think water I'm like,
in the
"Can you
lab
just pour
trying
me
to
a
get
glass of
water.
But I guess you're right.
We're gonna be
It has to
mining-
come from somewhere because you don't have a spigot.
Some
That's
incredibly
underground.
annoying person, probably pushing 55 in a pair of khakis, is going to be giving this water out. How do we make it as unappealing as possible?
And
Scientist
more
Scarpino.
unappealing than our bullshit seating system.
Oh.
We're gonna have them mine asteroids in 30 years, so Deja Blue can put fucking water in their metal fucking cans. The one thing I want to say about airplane drinks is that I typically go in different directions because I typically get apple juice.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is because I never buy apple juice, so I'm just like, I'm gonna have fucking apple juice because
love
I'm not.
Live it
and
up.
apple juice.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: when you order orange juice or apple juice on a plane, I just do it out of fear now because there's just some fucking random ass shit going on airplanes where I'm like, I want the apple juice, no ice, please. Who puts apple juice over ice, and who puts orange juice over ice when they give you orange juice and it's in ice? I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, it's like morbidly offensive. I'm like, they're like putting the ice in, or you like see them going like, no ice, it's orange juice. You just pour it in a glass.
They're sleepwalking through their day.
Oh, absolutely. I
all
think
they
that's what
do
it
is walk and fucking have to deal with farts and babies vomiting on them all day long.
My
Oh
mom
my
was a flight
God.
attendant for a very long time before she, when she worked
before it broke her,
when she worked at Delta. Well, she like became a manager and
putting up
all
other
that.
people's shit all the time.
And then she became like head of a bunch of flight attendants. But she, yeah, I mean, she was. That's a very hard job.
Oh, yeah.
I have a
Oh,
ton
yeah.
of respect
Oh,
for
God, yeah, I
for
wouldn't
flight
do it.
attendants because they don't get paid a lot of money at all.
Well, I also know that how difficult I am to deal with when I'm in my cranky mood. You know how sometimes I get in.
Oh, I know that mood well. Kevin knows it really well.
I take it on Kevin too because he's look at him. Look at the way he's smiling. You just want to.
He's still got so much,
out of him.
so much joy.
Don't you want to just bully it out of him? Oh my God, I'll crush his soul so badly. It's a hard job. I will say this though.
For the
I
record,
think
this
it's
is the
because-
final topic, or this is the final part of this soda
Yeah, I got you.
conversation.
The final part of the final part of
Now
the,
we've gotten into the flight attendant's
It's
career.
because as
They're all
Americans,
topics.
we have to have everything over ice. Everything in America has to be on ice. And you don't realize that until you go to Europe, and they're not ice crazy like we are. Everything has to be like cold. So like that's probably what they respond to is they just the natural inclination is everyone's gonna want it on ice. I'm pouring everything over ice. They try to pour like I'll take tomato juice on ice, but you're right. If it's already cold, it's juice.
Yeah, it's already cold. And that's the thing. That's the thing that bothers me. I love fountain Coke too, but when with the ice and then I'm like, it's already cold.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like nothing's coming out of a
ice, though.
fountain
I like
warm
ice.
or lukewarm or even room temperature. It's cold already. I just don't feel like there's an issue of displacement,
Mhm.
and then there's an issue of watering down the Coke, and I won't have it. I won't allow it, and it's not it's
Yeah,
not
I have
something
to
I
have,
can
I have to
tolerate.
have my Diet Coke on ice, but I have to have that if I'm on a plane.
I like ice.
Also, I'll back you up on the juice thing though, because every time I get on the plane, I just feel depleted. I'm like, I need something. I need something,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
vitamin C.
Shake it up.
Or some sugar or something. Because the half an hour I had to wait in the airport and then the line I had to wait in to get, it's just too much.
And you're staring
It's
at
too
the
much.
fucking digital map and your plane's not moving. And you're like, is this fucking plane even going anywhere? And you're just flying at 40,000 feet. You're looking down. It looks like you're not moving at all. And I'm like losing my goddamn mind. Because we flew back from Boston when we came back from Iceland to San Francisco. It's almost a 7-hour flight this time of year. And going, obviously east to west is worse because of the jet stream or whatever.
Right.
So I was like losing my mind. And it just kept ringing, I need more apple
Just
juice.
Give me some apple juice.
Stat.
All right, time to pay a bill. Tell you about our sponsor. It is Corn Refiners Association. Remember, high fructose corn syrup. It ain't that bad.
It's not terrible.
Brush your teeth with it.
That's a free one. That's a free one on us, guys.
Tim wants to break this topic in two.
Well, I'm saying that just because I just got the official runtime from Kevin, and it's about 52 minutes that we've been talking about.
We're having a great time.
We're having a good old time. I'm just saying. All right, you want
good
to
old
make that one
time.
topic?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, cool.
That's
Colin.
it's the funniest one because it'll be Coca Cola for 52 minutes.